Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Atomic Mass Transmissions Live, the Star Wars edition. I'm head of product development, Will Shick, and joining me today, I have the one, the only, our head of studio, Simone Elliott. We're very excited to sit with you over this course of the next hour, talk about all of the cool things that are coming up for the games, talk about some of our plans for the future, and give you kind of a sneak peek behind the curtains of what to expect for this next year. So with that in mind, let me go ahead and bring in our honored guest, Miss Simone Elliott. Simone, how you doing? You got to scoot a little bit this way. We had this conversation, and then you slouched on me. There you go. Perfect.
Hello.
How are you today, Simone?
How am I doing? This is great. I am very now in frame.
You're super in frame. It's great, and I'm gonna shift it back and forth because we're gonna have some fun. I got a lot of buttons to push, so if things kind of slow down or I do one of these faces, that just means that I'm trying to figure out which button I'm pushing. So don't worry about it. I'm not having a stroke. I'm very safe, so we'll be good to go. All right. So for those of you who've never seen one of these streams before and don't know about our tomfoolery, welcome to the stream. This is what it's like all the time. Amateurs trying to do professional work and doing it semi-regularly. Only with the stream.
Super professional.
Super professional everywhere else, but not on stream. There's too many buttons. My brain doesn't work this way. So let's start off. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, Simone, and then I will follow suit.
I'm Simone Elliott. I am the head of studio for Atomic Mass Games. Previous to this new adventure, I have been with Asmodee FFG for about 10 years. I have managed licensing, production, logistics, studio operations, but now I am here doing this.
Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, what does a head of studio do?
A lot of spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of spreadsheets. My role as head of studio is much more on the business side. I talk to distributors. I talk to production teams. I take care of budgets. I have a lot of feelings about Star Wars. That's basically sums it all up.
Nice. And then just a little bit of background for me. So I am the head of product development for Atomic Mass Games. And again, my name is Will Shick, for those of you who missed the intro. Effectively, my job is all of the fun stuff. So Simone takes care of all the business side. She does all the spreadsheets that are about numbers and crunching and product development. Like, you do all the scheduling, working with production. You have a great team of people who work and keep us on track.
Sure.
And I just get to work with all of our amazing creative team and make cool little dudes and gals and aliens and monsters and vehicles and like all the cool stuff. We get to make all the artistically cool stuff and have a lot of fun. So I'm very excited to kind of be in this new situation where we've got you handling the side of the business part and really pushing forward on all of the great things that we can do, and then being able to kind of focus more on the things that I love, which specifically are all of like the nerdy gamer things, the creative parts and all of that, and then getting to show you my work and having you be like, it is acceptable.
Acceptable. Acceptable is good.
Acceptable. Yeah, that's typically how it goes. So, but no, it's been wonderful thus far to be able to work on these projects and these products, and to just see Atomic Mass grow over the course of the year. And we've grown in a lot of different ways, including staff-wise.
Yes. So obviously, Atomic Mass was a very small studio. There were 8 people previously. And what we've done is we've taken some of the FFG staff, we've kind of mashed everybody all together. We are growing, hiring some new staff to round out kind of the staff we need to bring you these awesome products. We are very happy to have Luke Eddy, who is now the lead developer on Legion, join us, and actually one day join us in person when both Luke and I move to Everett and can actually see everyone in the studio.
We're cleaning out offices as we speak to make room for your all's arrival. We're very excited. Global conditions willing, we'll have that reunification. There's a whole bunch of snacks in the fridge that I have to throw out and then replace because of regulations and rules. But we will have the snack fridge stocked and ready to go for everyone.
It is essential.
It is super essential. I don't think that you can do any kind of game-related thing without a good amount of snack food.
No.
So talking about like the next course of the year, obviously, one of the things that we like to talk about a lot on our streams is give people kind of a behind the curtains peek into terms of, what we're thinking as we develop these characters or we work on these sculpts or how miniature production works. So one of the things that people who may have watched the Atomic Mass streams before know, but potentially maybe people who are joining us now may not be aware, is how long these things actually take to bring from concept to fruition. One of the things is like, okay, it takes anywhere from 18 to 24 months. So when you're talking about things that are releasing this year, you kind of have to rewind the clock at least 18 months and sometimes 24 months to be like, okay, when did that thing actually start getting made? So obviously this puts us in kind of an interesting situation, and I know you wanted to tell people more about what to expect from that.
Yes. So if taking what Shick has just said in mind, if you think about all of the product that's going to come out in 2021, you have to think about the fact that about a month, if we go back 13 months, no, I can't do math today. If we go back to March of last year, while we were still heavily working on all of this stuff, we all, like so many other people, had to go from working completely in the office to on a dime flipping to work from home. So obviously we were not 100% prepared for that. So while there will be delays in 21, I wanted to just clarify, like, that is related to the switch with the pandemic and having everyone from our development teams, art teams, production teams moving to work from home, which means obviously you didn't get to do as much like great in-person game dev and arguing about miniatures as one would normally do. So we can expect some delays. Oh, yes, we did still argue.
We made a good go of it on Teams, and we've really developed our it's almost like working on telegraphing. You have to say stop when you're done and wait for the response. So it's like, this pose is terrible. He needs to be looking like this. Stop. And then the person responds. You go back and forth. Otherwise, it doesn't work. You talk all over each other.
So the other thing that we did want to talk about is kind of in the spirit of the AMG giving you a sneak peek on how things work internally, is talking a little about why the move was made to move the Star Wars lines over to AMG. I will start by saying I have worked on all of these Star Wars lines since they started with FFG, so a lot of these are my absolute babies. I have worked on so many different aspects, and I am so proud and of the work that the FFG team has done over the years on all of these. And Shick and I and the rest of AMG are so lucky to be able to work on these now and take them into the future. So one of the big focuses was to move the games from a board game perspective, which is where FFG's bread and butter is. They are built 20 years on board gaming, and give them more a miniatures focus. How you produce, market, develop miniatures games are different than how you look at board games. And moving those games lines over meant that AMG could just focus on all of the miniatures games and give it a more, I guess, authentic miniatures feel, as opposed to using those same processes, marketing techniques, as one would do for a board game. And I think that really plays into AMG's overall philosophy of having miniatures first, which Shick can tell you more about.
No, I mean, I feel like you said it all. It's miniatures first, everything else second, right? Yeah, one of the great things about the kind of the journey of Atomic Mass Games is that the folks who started the studio, myself, Dallas Kemp, Will Pagani, Marco Segovia, we effectively came over from the miniature side of the tabletop industry. We had over 20 plus years of experience combined with that, along with a lifelong kind of dedication and passion to the hobby. So it was really fun to come out and start something from the ground up and really define, okay, this is the miniatures mentality. This is what you do. This is what you look at. And to kind of push that forward within Asmodee itself and work with a lot of great people and kind of realize a vision that we had and a passion that we have had for a long, long time. So one of the big things, hopefully, that folks will see as we move forward with this transition and you start to begin to like kind of see the rollout of what AMG will mean to all these great Star Wars games, is that we're just going to build on these amazing foundations. Everything that we have, we understand the dedication and the devotion. I think a big thing for us is one of the biggest things about miniatures games is they're not just products that you buy, put on a shelf, take off a shelf, and play. They are expressions of yourself. They're your artistic talent. They're your passions. They're your mindset. They're kind of your imagination given form in miniature. And so we've always approached it with the idea that the value is so far beyond just what you get in the box or the plastic itself. It's everything that you put into it. And we want to be sure to value that, because I know, over the last 20 plus years I've been doing it, I have massive amounts on a shelf of just things that I've painted, things that I've put my heart and soul into. And knowing that those have value and that people understand that value, to me, has always been really important. And so that's one of the commitments that we made initially as a studio, is that knowing that we're always going to value those things that people put into it. And so building on that, the idea going forward is to take everything that people have and always look to make the experience more exciting, more fun, and better, but always to make sure that people are really enjoying it. And that's different for each game. Like a really big one that I'll just spoil that we're going to talk about later is, no, we're not going to make you paint your X-Wing and Armada ships. That's not what those...
Big spoiler.
I know, that's the big spoiler. We're done with the stream. Sorry, folks. We're going to end it a little early. That's not the telos. That's not the divine goal of those games. It should be. Are we going to explore, like, giving people options of how you can maybe grab a paintbrush and customize your ships? 100% absolutely, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But that doesn't mean that everybody's going to want to go down that journey. But I hope that it opens up a door to maybe explore that. So if you want to have your own custom painted X-Wing, we're going to give you some ideas on how to do that. If you're already into Legion and you're into the full hobby experience, we're going to continue to build on that. We're going to make sure that the sculpts are more exciting, more dynamic. We're going to push boundaries as we get better at what we do. And that's a big thing too. One of my favorite things about working in Atomic Mass is we set out with basically one kind of like mission statement in mind, which is there's no finish line, there's only a journey of improvement. And we take that very seriously. So even when we feel like we've hit the top that we can do, we're always looking toward what do we do next? How do we take both the successes that we've had and the mistakes that we've made? Because we make mistakes, like, we're people. We're learning too. I didn't start out perfect. I'm sorry, that's just not the way it is. You can fire me after the stream because I've let out the big secret. But we're always going to learn, and we're always going to take what we've learned and we're going to try to make that, we're going to apply that to what we do next. We're going to make it better. And that, to me, has been the thing that has kept me into miniatures for almost 25 years. It's been the continued growth that I've seen throughout my hobby journey. And we're going to apply that to everything that we do. We're going to try to make things cool and spectacle. We're going to really hone in on hobby elements as well as the game elements. And in the end, hopefully, like, the AMG philosophy of this is a holistic lifestyle hobby and game is going to really rub off, and it's going to make great things even greater than they are now.
Cool. So in true Shick and Simone split out, you get to talk about the heart and the feeling behind everything, and now I'm going to get onto some business stuff.
Business, see? This is why the job split was perfect.
It was. I want to go over with you kind of what you can expect from Atomic Mass, not in terms of spoilers. That will be at the end. I know.
You just spoiled the spoilers. You're off book. You're a loose cannon, Simone Elliott. Loose cannon. I told people they weren't going to have to paint their X-Wing and Armada ships. I don't feel like that was telling people spoilers. Whatever. You continue on. You're the boss. Run the show.
Thank you. Okay. So one of the questions that we've got a lot of is when people will see the change in FFG branding to AMG branding. So if we roll back to the first 5 minutes of the stream where we talked about, hey, the stuff that was made that'll be released in 21 was stuff that was made in 2020 rather. Honestly, everything that comes out this year will still have the FFG branding. It represents the work that was done by FFG, so that will continue. However, starting in 22, all new product will have AMG branding. And then there's that kind of loosey-goosey part in the middle where things get reprinted. And as they get reprinted, they will have AMG logos. That will just be kind of a rolling process. So you'll see a mix of that on the shelves as product moves forward. Mm-hmm. The biggest change that you're going to see right now is that starting, I'm going to say today or tomorrow, because I don't remember what was planned, all social posts will start originating on AMG channels. And I'm sure we have all of those listed on our beautiful brand new Star Wars end card at the end of here. So please subscribe, all that kind of stuff. For the website, we will be launching a new website in the second half of the year. There's going to be an interim where some stuff is still posted on the Fantasy Flight website. We've got to kind of work out how the logistics of all that are going to work. But your main focus, if you're trying to get news about us, is definitely to follow us on those social channels, because you're going to see so much more on social as we get into more painted minis and more focus on the hobby, and all of that will show up on our social channels. I should also talk about how this is not just our first Wednesday Star Wars live stream. I believe that starting next week, one Will Shick is going to be live streaming at this very time every Wednesday. Is that true?
That is correct. Not only am I going to be live streaming, but we're also going to have John Schaefer, the marketing manager for the Star Wars lines, X-Wing, Legion, and Armada. He's going to be doing a live stream on Fridays at, I believe, 1 p.m. Pacific as well.
Correct.
Confirm that for me, yes.
To, Wednesdays and Fridays for Star Wars.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of fun on those streams. Again, these are going to be very hobby focused. We're going to be talking about a lot about ways to improve hobby skills, techniques that we use. We're going to just jam and talk about characters, design philosophies, things like that. John is really going to be going into, if you are just starting picking up a paintbrush, how do you approach it? How do you improve your skills if you're intermediate, that kind of thing. It's also going to be a great opportunity for us to do even more spoiler content in terms of showing off the new miniatures that are coming. We always like to paint things before they hit the shelves, just to show people what to expect when they get their hands on them, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a blast. I think we're going to do some other fun things as well as the restrictions start to lift. Obviously, we like to play games every once in a while on stream. I'm sure that will become something that, as we can safely interact together across the tabletop, that we'll see some more of, and all that stuff. So it's the beginning of something hopefully very beautiful and really fun. We have a blast doing it before, and I can't wait to add Star Wars to the mix as well.
Yeah, and you'll get a peek inside of all of our homes, because we will just be streaming from our homes. You will get to know Shick's laundry room very well. Which
I'm not in right now, by the way. I did come to the official studio for this, but my lawn dungeon, which I like to call it, is the most important bit of the streams.
Yep. Also, so when we get to the spoiler part at the end of the stream here, I should tell you that we're not going to give you a bunch of information, but if you join us at the end of March, I'm looking at March 18th through 20th, we're going to do 4 days of a ton of streaming, probably like 4 streams a day. If any of you are familiar with what AMG did during Gen Con, where we just did a bunch of streams, we did talk about art, we did development process, Dallas painted a ton of stuff. We're going to do that. It's not related to any particular convention. It's just our own kind of AMG thing, where we'll have so much more information for you. But today's kind of a sneak peek of that stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing, like Simone said, all kinds of awesome stuff. We're going to be doing developer hangouts where we'll talk about design philosophy and development philosophy for each of the games. If you want to just get to know more about the minds behind Atomic Mass Games, it's a great place to do it. If you want to hang out and paint, see some latest spoilers, I'm sure our marketing folks will have tons of stuff to reveal over the course of the weekend. Even I don't know what they're going to show off, so it should be a pretty good time. We had a blast during Gen Con, and we really want to just own that whole experience and bring it more often to people as we continue to kind of expand across, continents and everything else with the global stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun, like Simone said. There's going to be a whole lot of content there. So consider this kind of the sneak peek of what's to come in March, where we're going to have a whole lot more opportunity to interact, to talk together, and to just hang out.
And in March, it will cover all 4 of our game lines and not just the 3 we're talking about today.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh. Okay, so my next very official topic is organized play. So I'm going to give you a little information. There is going to be a bigger announcement that happens at noon Central Time tomorrow. I've been working with the team at FFG to just put together a bigger announcement that covers competitive organized play for both our studio and their studio, just so we're kind of all on the same page. And that announcement will go up tomorrow, Thursday at noon Central. But because I love a spoiler, let me give you a little spoiler on that right now. We have made the decision to not move forward with a Worlds in 2021. We are just not in a position, pandemic-wise, globally to plan something that big. Even if we were able to have a big event in the second half of the year, we would not be able to have all of those smaller feeder events that feed up to it. So what we have decided is to have our next Worlds in 2022. Obviously, in the second half of the year, we hope to be able to have those events that can start feeding into that, and we'll have much more information as that develops. And overall, the goal is to start some smaller store-level organized play back up. Probably, I'm going to say the second half of this year, maybe a little earlier, depending on your local regulations. And so we'll have some kits coming out. That's generally it. But Shick is going to talk a little more about the AMG take on organized play.
Yeah, so obviously one of the big things that we're inheriting from the great work that FFG did is the amazing kind of competitive side of the organized play for all the Star Wars games. The plan is to continue that as kind of we can as the global pandemic continues to evolve and grow. And as Simone said, unfortunately that means we're not comfortable moving forward with it for 2021. But we are looking towards the future and making sure that that becomes an integral part and remains an important part of those games' experiences. In addition, one of the things that Atomic Mass Games has always been focused on is organized play from a player experience or a play experience side. What this means really is that in addition to all the competitive stuff that already exists within these games, we're really going to be exploring different modes of play, ways for people to, again, use that value that they've placed into their collections in ways that are fun and evocative of the narrative, of the galaxy of Star Wars, and just open up new opportunities to explore all of these great miniatures and ships and all of that stuff in new and different ways. A lot of this will be at the store level as we are able to begin offering that. Before that, we're of course going to be looking at ways to offer that over digital content and free online stuff for folks to play at home in case they can't go to a store based on their regional area. A lot of this stuff we saw a lot of success for over the course of the last year as we were working on our own organized play without the Star Wars games. And we're really excited to bring this whole mentality to the Star Wars games, and we think it's going to be another great addition to the foundations that already exist.
Do I get to talk about my hopes and dreams for Legion or organized play?
I guess. I mean, I can't stop.
I'm going to do a spoiler because I don't even remember if we agreed that I was going to talk about this.
I don't think we did, so I can't wait to see what this is.
Shick and I have been talking about doing something that is essentially Vader down from the Marvel comics. Everybody against Vader. I'm super into this idea, and now I've spoiled it.
There you go. I guess so you can expect some kind of like Super Vader encounter coming to your Legion tables very soon in 2021.
I said it was a hope and dream.
Oh, hope and dream. I feel like your hopes and dreams usually turn into reality, so we'll see what happens.
That is a true fact. Okay, so I think that covers all like the business stuff. We could go into spoiler time if that's what we're into.
I mean, as long as the marketing folks aren't around to cut your internet, we can do whatever you want.
You're in Everett and I'm at home, so I think we're pretty good.
It'd be funny if the internet just cut out on us right now because our office has been having problems. All right, so you want to start with X-Wing?
I do want to start with X-Wing. So you got to talk about how we're not going to have you paint and assemble your own X-Wing, which means I get to talk about assuring everyone that there are no current plans for an X-Wing 3.0. We are happy with the state of the game. But again, we want to see what additional experiences we can bring in, maybe something co-op. Yeah, we are exploring what that is, but I can promise you we're not right now furiously working on a third edition. With that said, we will do our regular points updates and updates to the app over the next, I don't know exactly when the next one is scheduled. That seems like something I should have written down already. But you guys will see that kind of on a regular schedule. Do we want to do reveals? Or is there anything else before you do a reveal?
I gave you the full camera. So should we check out this Phoenix cell?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. They're actually on the real Phoenix. They're on the marketing Phoenix cell image that I stole. Yeah. Hold on. So now that they've seen that coolness, now do your fancy reveal, because it's not just a picture. We have it for reals, folks. That's right. It's real. It's in her house.
So yes, I went into the office to steal all of the stuff that I'm going to show you. So yes, this is the real thing. I believe I'm going to try to look at the card we just showed you.
I haven't showed them the card yet.
So you show them some cards.
All right, it's up.
B-Wing, which I will show you because I also have that on my desk. She is the most skilled B-Wing pilot to date, as is absolutely appropriate for Hera. There, that's it. That's your cool card reveal for this one.
All right. So the next one that we have up is going to be the Sky Strike Academy. Simone, please show us the box.
Look, oh, I am being told out that my audio cuts out when Shick puts up other images.
It does. Look, we're learning new things all the time. I didn't know that. Now we do. So
now we know that I can only talk when I'm on screen. Is that what I'm hearing, BK? I'm assuming so. Okay, Sky Strike Academy.
Perfect. Let's show them the card, shall we?
Thanks, BK.
Boop.
It was probably the...
You weren't on screen, so nobody can hear you, so you've got to start again.
I just thanked BK for telling me only to talk when I'm on screen. Great, you missed the whole thing. So, Gideon Hask. I am fairly certain that Fantasy Flight Games is the #1 producer of Gideon Hask art in the entire world. We have portrayed him in so many places. He is, of course, from Battlefront. And there was his fine card as Inferno 2.
And then the card went over your face. There we go. I got it figured out, people. I'm learning on the fly. I told you.
This is what happens when we don't rehearse.
This is what happens when amateurs do professional work. This is just the way that it works.
That is true. So what are we looking at now?
What are we going to look at now? I'm going to say that we should look at the Fugitives and Collaborators box. So you're going to go away for like 2 seconds because I don't want to put it over your face because that would be weird.
I appreciate that. I'll just chill.
But maybe we can be really fancy. Oh, it's kind of small, but I think it'll work. Watch this. Now you can talk about it, and it'll be on screen.
Are we sure?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
So are you looking at Fugitives and Collaborators?
You are.
Yeah. I assume not Kanan's card, because again, I can't actually see what's happening.
No, but I could put Kanan's card up there.
How do we put Kanan's card up there?
Okay, you got to give me a second. You're moving so fast.
Patiently.
There we go. There we go.
So, with Kanan, this is going to bring the first light side Jedi to the Scum and Villainy faction. So we're pretty excited about that. And this represents him kind of post-Order 66 while he's in his kind of, as his title says, lost Padawan phase. As a box, but I don't know if you tell me.
No, put the box on. I'm not even going off the camera with you anymore. I've like figured this out. I have mastered a new skill.
I am so proud. And look at this fine box. It's pretty cool in these squadron boxes. I think that's the end of my X-Wing spoilers.
I think that is everything that you told me that you'd stolen from the office, so.
That's true. I did go in with like a big IKEA bag and just take a bunch of stuff, so.
All right. Well, should we move on to the Armadas then?
We should absolutely move on to Armada.
All right. So, show us the first cool thing that you stole.
Show us the first cool thing. It is absolutely, and oh God, this is where I hate doing this part. Hey, look, it's the invisible hand. Look, okay, does that make it better? I can't even tell. This is Grievous Ship. I am super excited to show this to you all. It is beautiful. In case we want some size reference, I do have my own Chimera that I can kind of maybe get in shot. Nope. This way. Does that work? I can't even tell. They're about the same length. That's what I can tell you. Yeah, this is Grievous's ship. It is the Invisible Hand. I am super excited about it.
I like it now because as you talk, I just slowly like put up the cards and stuff so that people can actually see what's going on here.
Oh, great. We actually do have cards.
We do. I stole all the cards. You told me what you stole. I stole some things. It was very exciting.
It was. Do you want to show the card for the Venator, which unfortunately I did not steal from the office?
I can. I can show the card for the Venator. Hold, please.
Awesome.
I don't think we want it like completely over your face, so we're going to put it right here.
I would like everyone to know that the phrase "hold, please" is the thing I maybe say the most often and what everybody picks up from me.
So you now have a Venator class ship card on screen with you.
That's it. That's the spoiler.
That's it.
I don't have a ship here, so that's it. That's the exciting moment.
You can't bat 1,000, so that's okay. That's okay. Simone, do you have approximate release dates for these things? The chat would love to know.
I feel like BK does. I feel like BK or Schaefer does, but I could absolutely bring that up, I'm sure. I'm sure I had that open just moments ago and closed it because there was too much stuff on my desktop. Please hold.
Yeah, we're doing this live too. We're literally told the chat to hold live. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Okay, for these fine Armada products, we are looking at Friday, April 16th. Now I have everything. Oh, God, I shouldn't put, you can't see that screen anyway, so. Friday, no. April 16th.
I think you have one more Armada ship to show.
I have two more Armada ships.
Two more Armada. I only have one card left. No, I have two cards left. Uh-huh.
You want to do the Pelta?
Oh, is that what we're doing? Yeah, we can do that.
It's the one I picked up.
We can do whatever you want. We can do whatever you want. There we go.
I have this. Look at this. Well, okay, wait, this way. Pelta. This is the Pelta. And Shick has a card about it.
It's already up. I'm
God, all the things I want. Sorry, I forgot.
This is not even my final form, Simone.
That's it. Now you want to do the God, why did I pick the one that I cannot pronounce?
I don't know. Why did you pick it? It was your choice. You did this to yourself.
I stole everything that I could find.
Recusant? Recusant?
One of those two things. So here is this amazing kind of wasp kind of dude here. And he has a card as well.
Wasp? Like, is he really like, does he throw barbs at dinner? Is that why he's waspy?
It's the wasp waist.
Oh, okay, the waspy waist. We had a conversation about that earlier, too.
We did. That's why that word is stuck in my head.
Got it. All right.
So those are the big Armada spoilers. Aside from that, we're not at a point where we're ready to talk about more Armada, but I wanted to show you these fine things that'll be coming out in April.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Super fine things.
The finest of things.
The finest of wares, the perfectest of things. All right, so exciting stuff. I, myself, have also stolen a couple of things from the office to show off. I was unable to procure cards for them, but I do have some pretty cool plastics to show, some physical products, which I assembled myself as part of the testing, and we thought it would be fun to show. So everyone knows about Lando and Agent Callus. The next cool things that we wanted to reveal on this stream, just to kind of whet everybody's appetite for what's coming, are two new vehicles for Legion, and I believe that Simone has boxes if she wants to bring those up.
I do. Should we do this fine speeder truck first?
Sure, let's do the Aa5 Speeder Truck.
Hold on. The box is open. I don't want the things to fall out. You cannot no longer see me because this box is so huge. Look at this fine speeder truck, which I believe Shick has assembled one of.
I have assembled a number of these, actually. So let me take the helm. Simone, anything you say won't be heard now. You're going off camera. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix that yet. All right, so here is the Aa5 in all of its beautiful glory. So it's a nice chonky boy. And The turret is optional, so there are 2 different weapon options that you can put on top of it as you assemble it. Also, the doors will open and close, and just to show you, it has, in classic fashion, a fully detailed interior. So you can do all of your hobby dreams and wishes. People are asking for the base size. I don't have the base with me, so I can't actually answer that specific question. There you go. So this is the Aa5. It was a super blast to assemble. The engineering is really smooth and great. Again, I kind of left the top off so that we could always access in there and see what's going on. You can do the doors open or closed, as most vehicles in the Legion line allow you to do if they're transports. This is a transport, and it does work for the Rebels and provides them a nice little transport option. We're going to be talking more about the design philosophies behind this little fella, along with a bunch of other more Legion stuff during that March stream when we have our amazing lead developer, Luke Eddy, on. And we're just going to be discussing a lot of what to expect as to the whys, the hows, and the whats for several of the new Legion releases that are upcoming. Simone says she has a base, so let's go to Simone. There you are. There's the base.
Hold on. I have heard that people would like to know release dates, which I will now tell you. I will do them when we have finished all the reveals. I will go down the full line and give you some release dates, which I am jotting down right now.
Simone, why don't you go ahead and show the other box that you stole before I show them my beloved whale son, as I like to call him.
Look at this fine Lat LE, which I think is on screen properly.
It is. And if you notice, it does have 2 different faction icons. That's right, the Lat LE, as many people already assumed, does work for the Empire. It also works for the Galactic Republic. And my fine, lovely whale son, as I call him, because I thought he looked like a whale as I assembled him. Super awesome miniature to put together. It has, of course, the fully modular doors. You can have them open and closed. It has the fully detailed interior, which this one I did not leave the top off of because it doesn't really work. Just a phenomenal build experience. I was really impressed with all of the work that the FFG engineers, now the AMG engineers, did on this really impressive miniature. Of course, it is a transport and does have 2 different pilot options. And I do have the base for this one, so I will put him on the base and slide him over. So there's the view that you'll probably get for the most often when you're playing the games with him. And those. So, in the coming weeks, we will be doing some really fun stuff on the streams with those 2 vehicles as well, kind of showing some tips and tricks on how to get some paint on them in different ways. We also have our esteemed miniatures painter, Brendan Roy, working right now on painting the studio versions of these, and that is something that you're going to be seeing a lot more of as the year progresses. We're going to be getting all of these great miniatures painted as studio miniatures so that we can do photography, we can do really awesome shots with them, and we just hopefully inspire and build on the great work that's been done in the sculpts and all of that process so that everyone out there can see how amazing these miniatures can look in setting the stage of your own Star Wars battles. You're back, Simone Elliott, so whatever you'd like to say, the floor is yours.
I'm back to remind you to talk about rules forums.
Rules forums. Yes. One of the big things that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks is that we are going to be opening a Star Wars rules forum for Legion specifically to start, and then we're going to move that forward with X-Wing and Armada going forward in the next few months. We have one currently at Atomic Mass Games for one of our other product, which I won't mention on this stream because that's not what this stream is about. However, this is going to be the new place for all the Legion questions. It's going to be a great repository for questions that have been asked, very common questions. It's going to be searchable. You can set up an account. You can ask your rules questions, and our developers will review the question and then post the answer up on the forums. So this will hopefully become a really great resource for everyone, both old and new in the Legion community as the games continue to grow, to go in and get the official answers right away in a very easy to search format. Of course, this won't replace us updating things like the errata documents and the FAQs going forward, so people can download those and print them for their use if they want to. But if you have a burning question about Legion rules, don't know how something works, you can go to these forums, the forums.amg.com, sign up. We'll open up the Star Wars ones again in the next couple of weeks for Legion, and then we'll be progressing forward from that. It's been really, really useful for our other gaming communities. We're very excited to bring this to the Star Wars communities of gamers. We think that it's going to be a really positive benefit in bringing in new players, making sure that everybody has the most up-to-date information and can find everything as they need without having to search through different threads, emailing, all of that different kind of stuff. So we're very excited to bring that forward, and that will replace all of the rules questions forms that we have previously used from FFG and Atomic Mass Games. This will be the one-stop shop for all of your questions when it comes to game rules for any Star Wars games as we continue to open up new forums for each game.
So, I have been told by the amazing BK that people would like to know the release dates, so I'm going to go through those.
Ooh.
So, I know. For X-Wing, so we have those 3 squadron packs, which are Phoenix Cell, Fugitives and Collaborators, and Sky Strike Academy. And those will be releasing on March 26th. Then for Armada, we have those 4 ships, which I believe to be Invisible Hand, Recusant, the Pelta, and the Venator, which I did not have a copy of. Those will be releasing April 16th. And then for these 2 fine Legion vehicles, we're looking at May 20th. That's it. Those are the dates.
There you go. Nailed it.
Prices. See, prices is totally a thing that you will find on the internet, friends.
There's only so much info she's willing to part with on this.
Yes. There's only so much scribbled on these Post-it notes all over my desk.
Well, if that's it, I think that we've run through the list that you gave me. So unless there's any surprise things you want to bring up, we've gone through our sweet stolen booty. We've given people a taste of what's to come, hopefully. Of course, be sure to tune back in next Wednesday as we kick off our regular twice-a-week Star Wars stream. I'll be hosting on Wednesdays. John Schaefer will be hosting on Fridays. It's going to be a great place to continue to talk about things like we've done here. Provide insight and views towards the future. We're going to be doing some really fun stuff with that. We're going to be kicking things off hobby-centric, so I'm probably going to wind up painting one of those 2 vehicles that I just showed you, as well as beginning my own journey into building a Republic army for Legion, and we're going to be walking through that process as well. That could be really fun, both for me and hopefully a little entertaining for you as I fumble my way through it. So with that said, be sure to check out all of our social medias for all of the latest and greatest information. As Simone said, all of the Star Wars information for all 3 games is going to start becoming regular on our social medias first, and then retweeted through the FFG site for people who may have missed the memo that it has shifted over. And of course, we have a lot more information and cool things coming your way. Be sure to check out March when we do our big Atomic Mass Games stream extravaganza. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a lot more to talk about, a lot of time to hang out and chill and just get to know each other a lot better and look at the vision of the games going forward and where we're going to be taking these into the next year and the years after that. So with that, thank you so much for joining us, y'all. I hope that you had a good time. I hope you're as excited about the future as we all are. We can't wait to get started, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
I had a great time. I think I'm going to crash more streams.
I can do it now. I can do it now. We have the technology. And you are always welcome to crash any stream you want, Simone.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Goodbye.